Hey folks, this is Eric coming from Kansas again. So thought I'd do another little different video again. Been meaning to do this for a while. We've been getting some stuff in place for a while that I grow our own food, and I want to talk about what we're doing here to do that. So this kind of may not agree, but it kind of goes along the lines of utilizing solar power to your benefit, and but just using solar power in a different way. And so what I wanted to show you here is what gardening method we've been implementing here at our house. So our gardening method here we've chosen to use is called the Mittleider method. Some of you may have heard of it, some maybe not. There's a whole book on it. It was developed by a guy from, I think, from Utah or something like that. But there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet if you want to look it up. Some good, some bad. But that's the one we've chosen based on the space we have available. And so it's a mix between hydroponics and organic gardening, and so it still uses dirt, but it uses fertilizer. But it uses not fertilizer from manure or a compost kind of fertilizer. It uses rocks and minerals and things like that. So anyway, that's what we've chosen to use. It's based on using 18-inch by 30-foot beds for the most part. There's some variations there you can make, but just wanted to show you what we're doing here. So this bed right here is just a 10-foot bed, and we've got a 10-foot bed here. Harvey, you got to pan over. 10-foot bed here, and 10-foot bed up there. And I'll show you why they're covered here in a minute. This 10-foot bed, and today, for your reference, today is December 5th, 2021. So it's pretty nice weather here right now, but it's getting pretty chilly time of year. But this 10-foot bed here, we just made a 10-foot bed based on the space we had, and I just proportionalized the fertilizer that you're supposed to use based on 10-foot bed versus 30-foot bed. But this bed we had our potatoes in that we grew for the first time, and we got them in a little late, unfortunately. They got them in right at the end of August. I got first stuff in the beginning of August, but they didn't do so hot, so I had to replant them at the end of August. So they only got like 2 months of grow time. And so we got 17 pounds of potatoes out here, which is pretty good for 2 months, I thought. Yeah, it's kind of the first time we've started growing potatoes and carrots, and I'll show you what we got here in a minute. But yeah, this soil we use is it's a mixture of like 25 to 30% sand. You can see how nice and fluffy it is. 25-30% sand, and the rest of it is peat moss. You can also use sawdust, which can be cheap, right? I found a good source of sawdust, but I haven't gotten any yet for where we live. But anyway, it worked out pretty well for us. The potatoes grew nicely in here, and I'll show you some pictures as we go through this, and also show a picture of what this garden looked like when it was kind of in full bloom. Everything growing nicely, and potatoes were, the potato greens were nicely grown. But anyway, they died off, and we harvested them just yesterday, and it was pretty fun. So we'll do it again next year. These blocks here are to hold a irrigation pipe. I'm going to go over here and show you what we got over here. Actually, let me do this other one up here. So these are the greenhouses that you can make for these garden beds.
I can't see inside. If you will, there we are.
So this is optional. You don't have to do this, but if you want to extend your growing season, you can make these little greenhouses. Okay, you can make these greenhouses to extend your growing season, and all it is you put some thin wall PVC pipe down here in the ground, and you screw it in so far down so that the screw acts as a stop, and you build these hoops out of 1/2-inch PVC, and you use a heat gun to bend them to a certain amount. You just make a jig for this, and the book we have tells you how to do all of this, even how to build the beds and everything. So that's what we've done. Here's the irrigation pipe. I'm not using that right now because it's using the greenhouses and doesn't need a lot of water this time of year. Anyway, this is our carrots. We've been growing since early August.